Welcome to RC Tech. This is Ritesh Srinivasan. In this video, I would want to walk you through my machine learning journey. Okay, so let's get started. So I started working in machine learning in the year 2004 when I started my master's thesis project. So my guide suggested that why don't you look at number plate recognition. So the idea is that you have these vehicles which break these red signals, right, on the road. So the idea is that you have a embedded system and a set of sensors such that when the vehicle breaks the signal, a camera captures the number plate, a picture of the vehicle. Okay, it could be the back, it could be the front. So you get, a picture of the vehicle. So then from that picture, how can you actually detect the number plate? Okay, and once you detect the number plate, you can automatically identify the vehicle. So this was back in 2004. So for this, I had many challenges. Like I had to, take a analog camera. Okay, put film into it, go to certain junctions, traffic junctions, take permission of the traffic police, then take a couple of pictures of vehicles. Okay, download a couple of pictures from the internet, then come back and process the films, okay, to get the hard copy. Then luckily my father's office had a scanner at that point of time, and I could scan those images into basically the hard copy photos into digital images. Okay, so in this process, for processing the image, I learned about image processing, right, about noise, removing noise from the image, about converting a color image to a binary image. Okay, then things like edge detection, things like number plate detection. Basically number plate is a rectangular area, right? Then about segmentation of digits present in the number plate, right? So that was image processing. So once the digits were segmented, I had to identify them, right, as 0 to 9 alphabets. Okay, so for that, at that point of time, I used k nearest neighbors, and the entire programming was done in C programming language. Okay, so at that point of time in 2004, this area was known as pattern recognition, basically identifying patterns in data. So this was my initiation into the world of machine learning. Okay, so then in 2005, 2006, I worked as a research scholar. So there I worked with medical data, basically biomedical data. So here, so you have a set of tests done and you have the values. Now, can you do some metabolic disease classification, presence of metabolic disease or not? And if metabolic disease is present, then what disease it is. Okay. So for this, again, I started exploring things like decision trees. At that time, there was this package called as Weka. It's a Java-based package. So I learned Java at that point of time and continued with C programming. So at that time, I started looking at algorithms like decision trees. Okay, it was still known as pattern recognition, right? Then in 2006, I joined the industry. And for nearly 5 to 6 years, I worked in the real estate finance domain. Okay, so there I worked on document image processing, OCR, optical character recognition. So here the idea is that you have these document images which are scanned PDF documents. Okay, so from this PDF documents, how do you detect information like who is the buyer of a property, who is the seller of the property, where is the property located? What is the loan rate in a particular loan document, what is the who is the lender, right? Things like that. So for that, the first challenge was like you need to do document image processing to convert those PDFs into text documents, right? And once you do have the text documents, PDFs or scanned TIFF images basically, right? Less of PDFs, it was more of TIFF images. How do you convert it into text using OCR? What kind of pre-processing needs to be done so that OCR doesn't fail on the document? Then how do you do handwritten regions detection? How do you actually extract this information using NLP techniques? So that is where I got introduced to natural language processing. Okay, at that point of time in natural language processing, you have things like TF, IDF tagging. You had a pause tagger, part of speech tagger. You had noun phrase chunker. These kind of libraries were available. So some of the libraries was like Gate, which was a rule based library, right? So we made use of that using again Java programming, C programming for this document image processing, VC++ for OCR. Right, so there I started learning more about text classification using naive Bayes, then text classification or categorization using SVM. So I learned about SVM algorithms, a little bit of ANN algorithms, and you would be surprised that CNN was also present. Okay, but CNN was not as widespread, but there was this LeanIt from Jan LeCun, and he had released LeanIt in a library called as Lush. So this Lush is a programming language. So we had used that at that point of time. Okay, and then I slowly got into understanding more about convolution neural network, about artificial neural network, and this is the time when I started hearing more about this term called machine learning, across some industries. Not many companies were working on this, but some companies were working. So at that point of time, I remember Yahoo was very popular, and Yahoo had a research lab in Bangalore which was working on machine learning, right? So a couple of companies had started. HP had a huge document image processing team in Bangalore, and they were working on it. So that was the time called, it was called as machine learning, and it was picking up. Use cases were picking up, and this thing. Since 2012, I have actually moved into the healthcare domain. So I've continued working on natural language processing, a bit of multimodal learning. How do you combine images and text? And how do you extract some information from it? How do you classify images? How do you classify text documents? Then I got introduced into recurrent neural networks, LSTM, basically the deep learning paradigm. Right, so up to this it was classical machine learning. Initially it was pattern recognition, then it was classical machine learning, and then this deep learning paradigm started, right? And then you also started hearing these terms like artificial intelligence, data science, machine learning. Basically data science started picking up as a term somewhere around 2012 onwards. Okay, so this is a kind of wide experience which I have gained through the years, and if you look at this, all these experiences not come suddenly. All right, it is always some kind of need driven. What is the algorithm at that point of time? For example, in 2006 to 2012, SVMs were very popular. Right, SVMs were very popular and they were used for a wide set of problems, and they had very good performance as well. Then slowly you had this CNN, RNN picking up, LSTMs picking up, and they were state of the art. Now you have transformers which are state of the art. In the middle you had word2vec for text features and embeddings. So the whole evolution of machine learning is what I have seen. And according to me, I don't have really a favorite algorithm or a favorite, machine learning package. So currently there is TensorFlow, there is PyTorch, right? You have sklearn. Before that, there were open source packages. So it is always about actually taking a problem and seeing whether it is relevant to the business, and can machine learning be used for that problem? Sometimes you don't need to use machine learning. You can use traditional rules or simple analytics for insights. Right, so it's always been about how do you apply these techniques to solve a business problem, and how can you actually take the stakeholder through the entire journey of, say, from data acquisition to the data model deployment in production. Okay, so in the future I would like to make videos on some of these algorithms. So let me see how it goes, to give some kind of insights what I have learned. And I am still learning. Every day there is something coming up in this field in terms of new research papers, newer algorithms. So today it is transformers, tomorrow it would be something else, just like how it was SVM at some point of time, say CNN at some point of time. So these algorithms will keep changing. So it's all about how do you actually apply them to your problem and how do you solve a business problem. I hope you find this video useful. I hope you would have got an idea of what is a typical journey in machine learning, and different people would have different journeys depending upon how many years they have worked on, what problems they have worked on. Okay, so if you like the content, please like, share, subscribe to the channel. I'll see you in another video. Happy learning.